The Supreme Court will not fast-track a hearing on whether or not former President Donald Trump has immunity from prosecution. Special counsel Jack Smith asked the court to immediately hear the dispute. The request is connected to the federal election interference case in Washington, D.C. NBC News Supreme Court reporter Lawrence Hurley joins me now. Lawrence, notably, the Supreme Court did not say why it rejected Smith's request here. So how does that impact the timeline in the federal election case?
Well, this was always kind of a long-shot effort by the special counsel to try and get this case up to the Supreme Court before an appeals court even has a chance to weigh in on it. So it's not a huge surprise that the court would turn it down. And as you mentioned, there's no explanation as to why. Also, no mention of any dissenting opinions from any of the justices. And what this means is that the appeals court in D.C., which was already going to go ahead and decide this case, is now going to go ahead and have those arguments on January the 9th. With a ruling to come pretty soon after that. So this case could still end up at the Supreme Court extremely quickly, because this whole question of whether President Trump has absolute immunity for potential criminal acts that took place while he was president is totally unprecedented. And so it's obviously an issue that both sides actually have conceded. The Supreme Court probably needs to step in and decide at some point. So the question now is whether they do that before the scheduled trial was supposed to go ahead in March. And we don't know about that. And
Lawrence, it's no secret the former president has a lot of legal cases in front of him. How could this impact some of those?
Well, there's going to be a big roadblock potentially at the Supreme Court, which already has one case involving the January 6th defendants that could affect Trump because it's one of the same criminal provisions that he's been charged under. And then there's another case potentially coming, which is the decision from Colorado about whether he's disqualified from running for office. And all these cases raise different issues. And, the Supreme Court's probably going to have to be pretty busy with Trump cases this year.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.